Hello, PCard holders. I've made this video to go over our PCard process and go through the steps to get your computer set up to make that process as easy as possible for you. First, we're going to get you set up with some foundational tools. Some of you may already have these on your computer, and if so, you're ahead of the curve. First, you'll need to have a PDF editor like Adobe Acrobat in order to add text to your receipts. If you don't have that, let the help desk know and they can get that installed on your computer. The second tool that will make everything much easier is the Box Drive app for your U-Box. This will allow you to have your U-Box folders listed in your File Explorer window with your other desktop folders. It makes transferring files a lot easier. I'll show you how this will help you in just a little bit. But first, let's just show you where to download the app. So I'm already sharing my screen. You can see here, I've pulled up my U-Box and I've gone to apps on this left side of the screen. From here, the easiest way to find it is to go to the official Box apps. So you click here and then just find Box Drive. And you can see I've already got that installed. You want to make sure you have that. Once you have that installed, if you pull up your File Explorer on your desktop, you can see this is actually my U-Box folder in the Enrollment Management folder. This is my PCard folder. And I can just take files from my computer and shift them over to this folder. It will add them to Box. And just to show you, so this is you can see these are the files on here. If I go to the same box in U-Box through CIS, you can see those same files. Now, if you want, you don't have to have this on your computer. It just makes it a little bit more simple. You can always just take those same files, drag them to U-Box and add them here. So it's up to you, but for me, I really like how this works. So now that we've kind of gone over those two tools, Adobe Acrobat or a PDF editor of some sort, just so long as you can add text to your PDFs, that's all you really need. And then the U-Box Drive for those that want to do that. So to our process. So historically, receipts have been submitted through Teams with a message describing the business purpose of the charge. And this is functional, but it gets to be a little clunky when there are a lot of charges that are coming in at the same time, or things are busy that way. Or it also makes it a little bit more difficult when trying to reference things in the past, having to scroll through multiple Teams messages just to find the right one that has the receipt or the information for that particular receipt. And so to help with both of these, we've created folders for you in U-Box. So you can see I'm here on Brown. So this is my PCard folder. When I share this, by the time I share this video, you all will also have your folders shared with you so you can access them as well. We have access to folders that will hold not only our current receipts, but we'll also have the receipts for our past statements. So you can see I've got April 22, May 22, August 22. I made this folder in advance because that's where this Verizon charge is going to go. But I want to show you some stuff with this Verizon charge first before we get things shifted. But any of these folders, if you need to reference past charges that you may have paid for with your cards, I won't delete your receipts. I will add them to a folder so they're nice and easy to see. If you know when you made that charge, you should be able to go to that folder and pull it up and check it for whatever information you need to get from that. So So this is just basically an example of what your folder may look like. Anything that's not in a folder, it means I haven't reallocated it yet. So once I reallocate those charges and assign them a chart field in the PCard system, I will move them into the appropriate folder that would be for that particular statement that charge is on. So if you see receipts out here, that's okay. That's normal. That's actually where you want to put your receipts, is out here. That's where I'm going to check for those receipts when I'm doing the reallocation process. Instead of posting your receipts to Teams, all you have to do is add them to this folder. However, because we're adding them to this folder, we do need to still have some text specifying what that charge is for. And that's the other step that I wanted to show you today. So here we have this Verizon statement. So it's the same, or the Verizon receipt. It's the same receipt as what's in my box folder. And as you look on here, you can see it's just the receipt. There's not any other detail on it. It's just the receipt showing the charge itself. Now, what we need to have some communication from me so that I know where to charge it. And it's really simple to do. All I typically will do is go to a blank space, ideally on the first page of the receipt. Find an open spot. It could be up in the top. It could be like this one has this nice big wide space here. And we're going to use that space today. And what you'll do is you'll just right click on it and you're going to hit add text. You can also, if it doesn't have that add text option on the right click menu, you can also get to this just by going to the edit PDF and then hitting add text. And then you'll have the text option available. And then we just, again, go to an open space, click on it. I usually like to make it a color that stands out, something that's not the same as the receipt, something that will really kind of pop. And again, like size that's a little bit bigger. And then we just put our description of what the business purpose is for this. So this is, sell charges for the office. And that's sufficient. Now, if you know the activity that this should charge, or the account that it should charge, you can add that as well. I don't remember right off the top of my head what we'll say 05763. I'll probably have to edit this again after. And 64, so it's a service charge. If you don't know that information, don't worry about putting it in. All I really need is just what the charge is for. So if it's out-of-state recruitment or an event, specify what the event is and give me as much detail as you can that way. But that text is, as long as it's sufficient enough for me to know what the charge is, I can put the activity and the account to it. So we have that there, and then we can close this, we can save this, and then we're good. Now, once we have it saved, let's say this wasn't in my box folder. Let's say it was in a different folder. I would open my box PCard folder and drag it from the folder that it was in, my documents folder, wherever it was stored. Drag it over, put it in here. It will automatically add it to box. Or again, you can always go to box through CIS and drag it and add it that way and upload it. Please only put PDFs in your box folder. If you have an image file, if you take a picture of a receipt, that's sufficient for documentation, but please, before you add it to the box file, open it and print it to PDF. So that way it's in PDF format. We want all of the receipts to be in PDF format. That's how we get our statements. And so it makes it a lot easier to put the statements and the receipts together if they're already in PDF format. So please only put PDFs in your box file. Once you have the PDF created, you have the text added to designate the business purpose, you have it added to your box folder, you're done. From there, I'll be able to reallocate it, and then I'll put it with the statements. And then once those statements are compiled and complete, then I'll email you those statements like what we've done already for review and for signature. So that process will stay the same. When you get those emails from me, review the statements, review the receipts, make sure everything lines up and is correct with your documentation as well, and then sign the statement and send it back to me. So that part of the process is not changing. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I am always available. If you've never used Box, not a problem. I can walk you through it. Again, let me know. I'm happy to help with any part of this that you may need help with. Hopefully this makes this at least as easy. Hopefully it's easier for you. That's kind of our goal with this, is to make it kind of a more simple process, make it easier to reference things. So please let me know if you have any struggles. We don't want to make this difficult, and hopefully it goes well, and this saves you some time as well as makes things a little bit easier for us on our end. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.